Welcome everybody! As some of you follow the channel closely may have noticed, my Strat has been missing for a while. The reason is that I finally decided to pull the trigger and have the frets replaced with jumbo stainless steel ones. I had been putting this off for a long time because it's both a lengthy and expensive process, especially when you're installing stainless steel frets on a maple neck. But I couldn't postpone it any longer because I've been playing this guitar for at least 4 hours a day for almost 10 years, and the previous owner also told me that the frets had never been replaced. On top of that, the guitar is a 2008 model, so as you can imagine, the original frets were completely flattened. I think the only reason it was still playable is that I don't constantly play in the same position and tend to move all over the fretboard, so the wear was distributed more evenly. But I can tell you this, nickel frets start developing grooves relatively quickly if you play a very band-heavy style like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Hendrix. Using heavier strings, especially 10s and above, also speeds up fret wear significantly. If you're using 12s and really digging into the guitar, nickel frets can feel quite fragile. I usually play 10s and I decided to switch to stainless mainly because I didn't want to worry about fret wear anymore, right? People often say that stainless steel frets last at least twice as long as nickel ones. Some even claim that you can play them for 15 years or more without developing noticeable grooves. Since I haven't experienced this myself, I'll keep you updated on how they hold up over time, but if these claims are true, stainless steel frets can dramatically extend the lifespan of a guitar you truly love. I wasn't able to record the actual refret process where the old frets were removed, new ones installed, and the finish touched up where necessary. However, in this video you'll see the final sanding stages and the complete guitar setup process. The nut was also replaced since the new frets are taller. These are Jescar Medium Vintage size Jumbo frets. The fret ends are incredibly smooth and the overall workmanship feels extremely solid. As for playability, I think the common claim that stainless steel feels dramatically slicker and easier for bending compared to nickel is a bit exaggerated. Taller frets definitely make bending and vibrato easier, but I personally didn't notice a major difference in bending comfort that came purely from the fret material itself. I think bending comfort depends on several setup factors. First of all, if you are using a fully decked tremolo and have the rear springs tightened almost all the way, bends become significantly stiffer. It's a sensible setup if you want to avoid tuning issues during bends, but if it's excessively tight, you can probably afford to loosen it a bit. Secondly, string gauge obviously plays a huge role. If you're using 11s or heavier strings, bends become much more difficult to do. On top of that, due to the longer scale length, Strats are naturally stiffer than Les Pauls. For example, if you're looking for a similar feel, 10s on a Les Paul can almost feel like 9s on a Strat, right? Even so, I still prefer 10s. And finally, as I mentioned earlier, fret height is extremely important. The taller the frets are, the less your fingers come into contact with the fretboard during bends. As frets wear down and become flatter, bends start feeling more tense because of the increased friction, right? That's one of the reasons why jumbo frets can make such a big difference. I also see a lot of people online obsessing over the tonal differences between nickel and stainless steel frets, and I was very curious about this myself. As someone who knows every millimeter of this guitar inside and out, I can honestly say that I don't hear or feel the slightest tonal difference after switching to stainless. In my opinion, the idea that stainless steel frets sound noticeably brighter is greatly exaggerated. For me, the real advantage of stainless is simply its durability. Since the frets wear down much more slowly, you can maintain the same setup and feel for a much longer period of time. Now let's hear a few examples, and I'm also very curious to hear your thoughts on stainless steel too, so it would be awesome if you could share your opinions in the comments.
Bunda bile çok fena abi. Aynen. güzel clean up oluyor değil mi?
Ha.
Bir de bunda eternity. Çok basit